Hello, we're going to cover putting on lath and scratch coat for manufactured stone. First, let's talk a little bit about the wall and preparation. The wall, in this case, is a framed building. It could be steel studs, wood frame, doesn't matter. It's a framed building with sheathing, and it has building wrap of some kind over top of the framing. Now, that's going to be owed to us from the framer, the general, whoever. However, the Manufactured Stone Institute requires 2 layers of air and water barrier on this application anytime you're putting up lath. So we would then own, in part of our scope, the second layer, which is tar paper. Typically, we're going to put this up with a hammer tacker, a stapler, just a real quick boom, boom, boom. You only need to hold it in place because as soon as you put the lath on, that's going to really attach it to the building. The lath gets nails. Now hopefully we're going over plywood. We can put a nail every 6 to 12 inches horizontally and vertically. If we're not, which is rare, but if we're not, then we have to make sure we're hitting studs. And if it's steel studs, then we're going to have to use screws. The preference in this application is to go over a plywood sheathing and use a nailer, a nail gun, small compressor with a roofing nails in a gun, and quickly put them on. One thing to remember is you have to lap your seams. So your seams have to be lapped at least a couple inches. Now that makes things tricky to keep your wall flat and smooth. Not a big deal when you're laying stone. It's a problem when you're doing thin brick. Typically, guys will cheat and not lap it on the thin brick. What we typically do is we use a tab system instead of a lath and a scratch coat whenever we're using thin brick. This is predominantly used for manufactured stone.